Hello everybody and welcome to Boom Shake 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 the Room. We are reading Laura, which was requested by
Brianna M. Brown.
Brianna.
That's right.
You heard it was both Rihanna and M. Bison who requested this. So let's get cracking on. Two big stars have requested this, so I imagine it'll be quite good. Okay.
Who knew that I used to hang out all the time?
Okay, so I'm fat, ugly, and unpopular. This is the creepypasta.
It's not just like
Jacob, it's fine.
no, wait, it's split up between us. I'm the fat one, and you can argue about which one's unpopular and which one's ugly.
Fuck you.
This is neither an exaggeration or an attempt to cry out for attention.
I'm pretty fucking sure it is.
Definitely the latter.
Yeah.
You've posted this on the Creepypasta wiki. You definitely want attention. You want three guys you don't know to make fun of you. This is just what I am, what I have always been, and what I will most likely be until the end of time. Now, actually, what you'll be for most of the rest of time is dead.
Yeah.
Spooky skeleton.
Is a skeleton and then dust. Dust is what you're going to spend most of. The
Time's a very long thing. Like, oh, I'm also immortal. Did you not know that? I'm just not taking I'm just always wearing something around my neck to protect me from the guy with the sword.
My name is Constance, and I am the biggest loser and waste of space you would ever have the misfortune to meet.
A fucking river.
Is it-
Where? Do you want to be called a fucking ambulance for you?
Pick up someone's cries.
What's really amazing about this as well is I mean, I thought dating game was whiny, but fucking hell, this is like one of my streams. I mean,
With slightly less crying.
yeah. All right, I am the unpopular kid at school.
Right.
You know,
What I
the
want
one
you to do
that
is
even
go
the-
to...
the one that even the nerds at school laugh at and bully.
Type in Mary Sue and look for sympathetic Sue.
Yeah.
And that's what you fucking are.
Yeah, like the basically, appeal to pity personified and taken to the extreme. That's exactly what we're looking at here. There was a particular student who used to bully me non-stop. His name was Joe, and he was the opposite of me. Good-looking, popular, and fit. He had a girl he had a crush on, and I think he bullied me to impress this girl. What a great guy. Whatever his reasons, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's. He used to make me so depressed, and sometimes very angry. Well, you're going to murder him, aren't you? Yes. What was worse, he used to live just across the street, yep. So he would often bully me, even an out-of-school context. I should have stuck...
An out-of-school context.
An out-of-school experience. I should have stuck up for myself. Not have been such a walking mattress.
Wow.
But alas...
I've never heard that walking mattress.
Yeah, I know. And again, I know.
You're not a doormat. You're a fucking mattress. So he will lay on you. It's like, hey girls, he's just laying on top of him. You're a comfy fucking chair, chubby.
It's just, I mean, like, how low is your self-esteem that you refer to yourselves in these terms? Just like, I was such a gross, sweaty elephant fucker. Do you know what I mean? Like, I almost want to bully you just because that feels like the status quo. I mean, that feels like that's what you want me to do.
And his name was Glass.
An elephant fucker? That means she's a memory foam mattress.
Yeah.
Get it?
I do. That's actually strangely clever, Toby. I never thought that I would have a real friend.
So I made one.
This was until I met Laura. This is going to be Tyler Durden situation, isn't it?
It is.
Spoilers. She was everything that I wanted to be. Beautiful, slim, and fierce. Her hair flowed down her face and dazzled in the moonlight in a dark dust. Fuck you.
Oh, God.
Did you have white hair and was she magical power? She also had a keyblade. She was part fox. She was also a wizard.
I was entranced with her overall dark appearance. I knew that Laura, Virginia Ravenclaw...
Naruto, Harry Potter.
Yeah, I knew that Laura would not have taken any of the insults or mental torture that I endured. She probably wouldn't have got off of them if she was that good looking.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not endorsing bullying like ugly people. I'm just saying, realistically, she wouldn't have had to put up with the insults and slings and arrows that you would have to bear. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. It was as if all of the anger and darkness in my heart was manifested into a person. Because it obviously was. It's so clear that Laura wasn't real.
No, wait. This might just be foreshadowing.
Yeah. I approached her as we suddenly got into a conversation.
Hey, what's your name? I don't think I've ever seen you at the school before. ? Unquote.
I'm Laura. You are Constance, aren't you? Your eyes, They are the most beautiful eyes I have ever seen.
I want to stab someone.
They remind me of the jewels that have been picked up from the sea and which shine and glimmer with a radiant glow. Okay, you know what? No, I take back what I said about Laura not having to put up with bullying. Oh Christ, this is going to get so much worse.
Again, we skip it.
Like you thought it was going to get better. You thought, right, at the beginning of the
I was slightly stunned when she said this to me. No one has ever spoken to me like this before. It was everything that I ever wanted to hear. I mean, it was just meaningless platitudes, but I always wanted to hear it.
It was a terrible lie.
I had
a lazy eye.
I had no idea how she knew who I was. I assume she must have heard of me from the other students. Hey, can I come over to your house and show you some cool things?
It's my dick.
I have a harp,
She's now chic.
a very pretty harp. I can teach you to play it with this video game I have. It's Harp Hero. I made it myself and I keep playing it. It's so ... fun. It's called Dance of the Players. Dance of the Player Haters.
Ugh.
I would love that. I've always wanted to play a musical instrument, and I love playing video games.
Always wanted to play the skin flute.
I play a
Video
mean
games.
triangle.
As Laura returned with her harp and game, I went home with her. We had great communication, and it was as if she could read every hobby and thought that swam around in my mind. She seemed to be a very gentle person. I mean, she had a very delicate appearance, almost like a 1960s hippie, but then again, there was something really dark and gothic about her. I don't mean in a dumb gothic way, but in a really dark and eerie gothic way, like I just said, as if she had a unique mysticism that shone forth from her personality. Like an aura, she had an unusual energy, ... It almost did not seem human.
She's definitely a skinwalker.
Joe appeared before us and he teased, shouted, and even cursed at me. This was just a typical day for me. Jokes on my appearance were, unfortunately, a common topic. Lose some weight then. But this time, I had Laura to protect me. And, no, don't sit there looking shocked. I'm sorry, if you're sick of getting bullied for being fat, go to the gym. Like, if you're comfortable being fat, that's your business. If you're not comfortable with it, go to the gym.
I grew up fat. You know how I handled it? Punching the other guy.
But this time I had Laura to protect me, and she held her arm around me as if she was sheltering me from all the evils
All the way around her, though.
She cast a barrier costing 12 MP.
of the world. I caught a glimpse of her expression from the corner of my eye. She looked disgusted and angry, and I knew it would not be the last I would hear of these two together. What?
What?
When we got to my home, Laura tried to take my mind off Joe's bullying as much as she possibly could. She was obviously concerned.
Wasn't it Joe earlier?
No, I said Joe. It's just my accent, I think. I touched about these comments. She must ... She must really care for me. We went into my bedroom.
Oh dear.
Sorry, I'm being a bit childish now. I'm a little giggle. And I booted up my Dreamcast. It was an old system, but this is the only system that could play Laura's game. I was curious as to what this could be. Watch me before you try to play this harp... It can be dangerous, and I have never let someone play with it before.
How the fuck can a harp be dangerous unless you're clubbing the shit out of someone with it?
Like, the strings are made of monofilament wire. Just play it, just cut off your fucking fingertips.
Piano wires. Oh, God.
I didn't quite understand what Laura meant.
So, instead of playing Harp Hero, we just put in Choo Choo Rocket instead?
Yeah, I had a much better time. How could
Toy
this...
Commander! Fucking Toy Commander! Oh!
I was just going to reminisce about how great the Dreamcast was.
Or Jet Set Radio. If you had a Dreamcast, sure you'd have had these games. Or Alien Front Online. The list goes on.
Why was Jet Set Radio feature on the fucking Xbox?
I don't know, it should have been
Why
on
the
the,
fuck
should
is
have
why
been on
do
the Wii.
Americans call it Jet Grind Radio?
'Cause Americans
It's
are weird.
Jet Set Radio.
Americans
Jet
are
Set
weird.
Radio.
You know what they should have made a sequel to? Skies of Arcadia. I fucking love that game.
Skies of Arcadia, man. Yeah, that was good.
Also, Nathan still has my fucking copy of Skies of Arcadia Legends.
Yeah, fuck no.
How could this harp be dangerous? Then again, why would she even bother showing me something that was a dangerous instrument?
Didn't you play with it yesterday? Or
The
something?
game looked like Guitar Hero, but it was very basic and stripped down. But Laura seemed to be seeing images that I didn't. She seemed excited. What was weird is that nothing was plugged into the system, and I had no idea how the Dreamcast was picking up the notes that Laura was playing. However, I did not want... Why did this suddenly become a gaming pasta? However, I did not want to look stupid in front of this wonderful woman. You were running yourself down so much at the beginning. I'm pretty sure you believe you look stupid all the time. What is more, Laura had told me she had made this game herself, and I did not feel I had the authority to challenge any aspect of her work.
So not only would like
Because as we all know, authors of artwork are entirely immune from criticism.
also like back at the beginning when she said she was fat, ugly, and like was stupid. One of them because you've a friend who you've made a day ago has apparently invented their own game and can play it with the power of magic. Like nothing's plugged in, but she was playing it. But I didn't want to question her.
Flawless victory.
I saw her caress the strings of the harp with her fingers. Well, I assumed she wasn't playing it
With her nose.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It was mesmerising and almost intentionally erotic.
Oh, I was literally about to say jokingly almost orgasmic, but that's even fucking
I think I was starting to become enamoured with Laura. She was so wonderful. She placed her hand on my shoulder, and since my shoulders were bare, I could feel the warmth of her hand. She looked at me with an intense expression for a while, and then touched my hands before moving them to the strings of the harp. Now let me control your actions. Let me delve deep into your thoughts. It's getting less like... It's getting more and more like Nick Cage, I'll be honest. I started playing at a steady pace, but soon I was playing notes that I didn't
bitches!
even know existed. My hands started to get faster and faster until the room started to literally shake with the sublime musical echoes.
Sorry, what are they playing on the harp exactly? Fucking Foo Fighters Everlong.
Once again.
I've waited for... Fucking what? What are they playing on the harp?
It's come
Don't
as you
care.
are. We all know it's coming.
It's always coming... No, I'll tell you what it is. Return of the Mag Harp Edition.
What this creepypasta is spiraling out of control.
How many times have you said
I
that?
was going to stay on track.
I was starting to get frightened. This was not normal. I had this gut instinct that the combination of Laura and the game were doing this.
I also really want that.
Wait.
Fucking fat.
What is going on, Laura?
Laura.
This scares me. I don't... Dot, the comma. I don't understand. Neither do I, to be honest. I don't understand. What the fuck's going on?
This upsets me because I feel like I don't need no regular leg partner. Don't worry, my sweetie. I am here for you.
Baby legs and Laura legs.
Let me help you. Let me guide you. Blood started to ooze from the harp as I got more fierce and ferocious in my playing.
Oh, what other fucking bodily
The
fluid
blood
would it be coming out of
was
a fucking
dark
harp?
and strong and streamed down under the door.
Whoa. Is this a sequel to Blood Whistle, but it's been formed into a harp?
Blood harp. My gaze was
Harp
fixated
whistle.
on this
Harp
harp.
Whistle.
Oh, my gaze was fixated on this harp. This was most certainly not normal.
What the... How... Who are you? What are you doing?
This voice acting is as good as House of the Dead 2's voice acting.
I am you.
Gold man.
Or I will be.
Goldman!
Soon enough, my lovely. I woke up. I must have been dreaming. It was all a horrible nightmare. None of this happened. What a waste of my time. I looked straight ahead and saw that my laptop was lying on my lap. You mean laying, all right? It was still on, and it was loaded on YouTube. A video, it was in my subscriptions box. It was called Join Me, Enjoy Your Swan Song, Constance. To their credit, they've actually included the video here on the wiki page.
It's probably been removed for
To their
copyright
credit,
reasons.
like, wow, they went to the effort of putting a fucking hyperlink. Ooh.
Too spooky for me, to be
Do you
fair.
know how many of these we read? And so there was a spooky video and you never get to see the video or whatever. At least they bothered. All right,
Does the video even play?
let's find out. Anyway,
Come on,
I jumped
I'm a
in.
chameleon.
I jumped in fear. How could they possibly know my name? Should we get
Well,
the
that's
little,
probably the name of the song, to be fair.
just a little ding in the corner, a little cliche counter there. I didn't see the username as it was obviously Laura. I loaded up the video and braced myself for what I would see. It was a girl playing the harp and singing this woman's work. I remember the song. I was watching a program on influential and great female singers, and Kate Bush was one of the singers on this channel.
Fuck off.
I love Kate Bush. What the hell's wrong with you guys?
What's wrong with you?
You guys don't like Kate Bush? Fucking madness.
Well, I wouldn't
You're a
put it,
crazy person.
Great and influential.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Each their own.
All right. Anyway, she was one of the singers I liked the most. Probably inspired you to write this creepypasta, to be fair. But most of all, I really liked the
What's
emotional
another mark
message.
against them?
Yeah, in the song. And so that's the one mark I've got against. And that she's completely mental. The main character was saying goodbye to his wife. He thought she was going to die.
What?
The first thing that caught my attention was the image on the screen. It was Laura, but there was something strange about the image. ... It looked mutated. I was already scared, but then my fear reached a whole other level once I focused on her singing voice.
Right, now the pastor's telling us when to be fucking scared. You scared of it, Jacob?
I'm terrified. I thought it was Laura, but then I realised. New paragraph. The girl singing was me, and then I became you, and you became Skeleton. I froze for a few seconds.
You are the demons.
What happened? Had I blacked out, ... or had Laura manipulated me? The whole day had been so strange. First of all, I was learning to play a harp, and then I was suddenly singing without remembering. What did this all mean? I looked to the right and the game was still in the Dreamcast. I loaded up Dance of the Players and picked up the harp that it was lying on the floor. I have no idea why I did this. Well, I'm glad that, that's something we can agree on, but it just seemed natural. I took a tissue and tried to clean up some of the blood. The instrument was still bleeding from earlier. As I played the harp...
Plastering.
As we all know,
Don't worry, Mr. Harp, I'll take you to the vet.
We all know the instrument of blood.
Piece of shit.
The instrument of blood plays the sweetest tune. I think we've all established. As I played the harp, I started to reflect on everything that happened to me at school. The solitude of the room. I started to be consumed by the flame of hatred that was building up in my heart. You could say she got a tingly feeling and decided to kill everyone. I smashed it against the door, and then I smashed it onto the floor. Blood showered all over the room. I fell to the bed and buried my head into my hands. After violently weeping for a short time... How does one violently weep? I could hear a voice rattling in my head. Well done, my child. I hope you are seething with the rage that you have accumulated over the years.
Is it right? Should I feel such anger? Such words!
Yes, you should take the harp and take retribution for what has happened to you.
Of all the weapons, a fucking
I
harp.
want you to go outside and show the world what happens if someone tries to fuck with you. You are very precious. I already made a big slaughter, but I only knew about Emily's death.
References.
I picked up the harp, which was leaking blood all over the floor, and I didn't.
Luckily, it was on the
ground. Wasn't it smashed up in pieces? And all over the floor, and I opened the door.
And
they're at the man.
She did just whack it on the door and on the floor. I was tempted to say, and on the dinosaur.
So she whacked it on the floor. I opened the door, and then the Mac returned. I took a backwards glance to my room, and I saw Laura playing the game. She smiled at me, but it looked...
I'm going to get a high score.
But it looked fake. There was something dark going on, ... But I wanted to unleash my rage. I wanted to make someone...
Unleash my body parts.
...pay for what had happened to me. So, yeah, of course it was fake, because you smashed up the harp, and how could she be playing the game? You ruined the harp. I went over to Joe's house. I had seen his house because he often bullied me as I walked home, and he used to live very near to me.
Doesn't he live across from you?
Knocked on the door, and I waited. Time took so long to pass, and I was growing impatient. It seemed like an eternity, and so many thoughts and curses were swirling and whirling around in my head. I'll be honest, author, you have never had more than 2 thoughts swirling around in your head at the same time.
Or whirling.
Dreamcast. Girl's name. Girl's name. Drink. Harp. Harp. Girl's drink. This is juggling.
Yeah.
It's these 3 words on balls, and he can't even juggle, so they all just fell on the floor. And can only do 2.
What I'm saying, I can't find a polite way to say this. What I'm saying is, you're a dimwit. All right, I went over...
That's a lot lighter than I would have said.
Or a dimwit.
But again, I am the jackass.
All right.
I am the joker.
Just as Joe had placed his hand on the door hob... The door hob? Oh, that seems very sadistic. What are you going? Oh, we've got this hot plate that you open the door with. What's that? Your skin's coming off like string cheese. That was predictable.
It's a really extreme way to get rid of trick or treaters. Jehovah's Witnesses. It's got a gas powered door. It's like, they saw was it Home Alone? Like, oh, how well are those, but better. No way, we won't get burgled. Oh no, I've locked out my house. I just put the key. Oh, this is a terrible idea.
I gotta say, I'm having. Unlike Home Alone, though, this story is funny. Right. Right. I could take the anticipation no more, and raising the harp right above my head, I smashed it down on the door. The door flew off its hinges and knocked Joe over onto the floor. He was stunned for a short time and was motionless, but eventually he started to concentrate on what was in front of him. I stood in the doorway with the harp, bleeding right next to me. How big is the harp as well? Because they come in different sizes, but you got those ones that are the size of a fucking piano.
The ones like, women sit down to like the
Yeah.
massive one. Like,
I'm assuming it's like a Zelda-shaped harp.
Yeah, it's like one of
a
those
slow
little-
one with sheep
also,
playing
can I
or
say
whatever.
that the idea of like just some short fat chick knocking down a door with a fucking
Yeah.
harp is hilarious.
He got up and tried to run up to his room, but he did not make it very far. As soon as he reached the stairs, I swung the harp into him and created a deep cut that shredded through his clothes. Joe screamed out in pain.
I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to unleash all of my body parts and fuck Sonic like a bug. No, unleash all of my fury, all of the fury in my soul, right on you.
Right
This
on your
story
back.
is poo.
Constance, please! What are you doing? I beg you to stop! Don't I deserve mercy, and don't I deserve life as much as you do? This isn't your nature, Constance. Please don't kill me. I reeled back. What was I doing? What kind of voice was that? This was not right. It was completely evil. He may have bullied me, but he did not deserve such a gruesome and disgusting death. Well, it depends on how bad he bullied you. I mean, like, if he tried to kill you or something, you hear some pretty horrible stories about bullies. But before I could manage to stop myself, a shot of pain surged through my body. I lifted the harp to the right, ready to bring it down into Joe's heart. I tried everything I
No,
could.
not like this. I don't want to die by being killed by a fucking harp.
And I was crying as I attempted to stop myself, but my hands moved on their own, and I destroyed Joe. There was, he was no more, and what was worse was that he was in a terrible state. I think I had completely annihilated his heart into a bloody pulp. I dropped the harp and fell to the floor, but before I could reflect and grieve over what I had done, I started to see a vision in my head. Laura was sitting in my bedroom, and she was playing a gruesome and corrupted-looking harp to dance with the players. I love this girl. She's something else. But I have accomplished what I set out to do. I'm
Level
going
99
to
on
have
Choo Choo Rocket.
I'm going to have to let her go. Laura reached over to the power button on the Dreamcast, and I knew instantly what was happening. Laura had been controlling me this whole time, and as soon as she hit the button, she was going to kill me.
But why? I thought you loved me. Fuck off.
This story were Constance's thoughts. I mean, that's
Wow.
that's fucking horrendous. I could read them, and she had always piqued my interest. She is a beautiful girl. I cried when I was about to press the power button. I never normally felt so emotionally shaken by a person. A player is a player, something that amuses me when I am bored, and more importantly, a proxy that can help me express myself. I have not always been able to separate them from my emotional feeling. Excuse me. I have always been able to separate them from my emotional feelings. But, I think I love her, and I can't, I will not kill her, I refuse.
Well, what the fuck? Did this guy just sort of stare at a Dreamcast and go, yeah, that console is so sexy. You know what's great about this whole story? There's a fucking Dreamcast right there.
Do you know what's great about this whole story?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah. Also.
No, Constance will be under the control of my harp until the end of time. I know what she wants to be, until she dies. After all, she told me she loves me. I don't know what I'm going to make Constance do, but I know we are going to be so happy. In fact, I state that we are in wedlock. What's more, I will never need to change my appearance again. This woman is so fantastic, she has helped me discover who I am. What? Me and my wife will be together, forever. I cannot wait to restart this game. I reach over to the Dreamcast and turn the power back on. Just jump to the present tense for the last sentence.
Yeah.
Constance, let's start our honeymoon. Fuck you.
Off.
Eat a dick.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, you think you ain't seen nothing yet? Let me read you a selection from the comment section, shall we?
Right.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so Cataclysmica, I think Cataclysmic is appropriate, says, "This is unlike any story I've ever read before. It's
It's not a dreck.
it's so different. Yeah, with its Mary with its Mary Sue fucking
Well, it's got
trope.
two fucking Mary Sues.
Yeah, well, it's two types of Mary Sue, the sympathy Mary Sue and the I can do everything Mary Sue. ... I've read a lot of stories on this site, but not many that I've read so far have been well worded in comparison to this.
That's true. Well, not many have been well worded. This one follows that trend.
Yeah, it's just the detailing and writing style are magnificent, really good. The characters were built up and described very well. Emotional construction played out with razor-sharp precision. This story had a perfect portrayal of manipulation through unconventional means,
This isn't fucking Lord of the Rings.
taking
is it?
advantage of the main character's low self-esteem to a fine point. The bleeding harp was a great addition also, and strongly symbolic of the fact that I'm definitely the author using a different account to write this review, of the years of pent-up aggression chained up with inconstance, aided in its release by Laura. Laura's character was introduced brilliantly as well.
She just appeared.
I'm a stupid bastard, giving the reader a good mental image of her. The gore aspect
What
was
you mean
not
the way like you lovingly describe every aspect? of your-
overused, albeit heavy in places, but it was used in all the right contexts. One or two grammatical errors in places, but that could be skimmed over easily, as they are made insignificant due to the gripping nature of the story itself. Overall,
It's got a
brilliant,
grip like a fucking shovel.
a brilliant piece of writing, a solid 5 out of 5 for an amazing story with a well-drawn ending. It's not drawn, it's written. Among many other things, magnificent. Keep up the good writing! ! 3. Fuck you.
Yeah, all right, go. You're right, English teacher.
Right,
Fuck
so
off.
Jacob, like, I'm not sure if like, because I've discovered a new emotion. It's the emotion where you want to take someone and then drown them in the ocean. Have you just gotten this sort of sensation?
Yeah, weird, isn't it? Like I don't know where that came from.
Vic, do you want to drown this person in the ocean?
He's just scared in the corner, just sitting there listening to our fucking recording. He's just like, wow, I could be doing so much better things on my fucking Sunday.
I didn't listen to the last bit of that. What you were talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna
I've been
like,
listening up until that point, and I was just like, oh, someone's listening to me.
Okay, so Anna the Freak says I enjoyed it. Well,
Well,
bear
okay,
in
that's probably why
Self-explanatory.
bear in mind you're a freak who doesn't
do like
who doesn't
to eat heads of chickens.
yeah, who doesn't enjoy things that are normal. So one can assume you like to dress up as a shark and just go and lie in fields of seaweed.
and you might be a furry or a scaly or a fishy or whatever the fuck it's called.
Fuck.
So this is okay. I'm going to agree with that one comment we read a minute ago. This is unlike any story I've read before. This is well, it's not really because it's got loads of cliches in it, but it's just fucking garbage. Like
It just sounds like a mod for fucking Rocksmith.
it's horrendous.
I'm going to try and do a recap of the story from memory. There was a girl who was bullied by some guy, so like there was a woman who just suddenly appeared with like some bloody harp for no fucking reason, and the Dreamcast was there, and like
then Bruce Willis was there.
And was she imaginary or was she wasn't? I don't know. But then the harp started.
Was she wasn't?
And then like stuff happened.
Didn't they sing Walk the Dinosaur?
And then there was a lot of floors and doors and like harps and stuff. And then a door got knocked down. A door got knocked down, and like the Joe was there, and he was dead, and he got destroyed like a building. And like,
he burned like a bomb and exploded.
Yeah, he burned like a bomb and exploded. And then just stuff happened, and then suddenly the honeymoon, and you then became Laura.
Then the honey monster.
Yeah.
That is pretty much the whole story.
Abysmal.
What do you remember, Vic?
Abysmal.
I remember the harp.
Absolute fucking garbage. 0 out of 10. Would not wank again.
Thanks very much for tuning in. If you like what you've seen here and would like to see more, then feel free to hit the subscribe button. Alternatively, you can click one of these two thumbnails up here to check out one of our other videos. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Crading the bulbs.